Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in this wonderful world. Hello and welcome to another AEW 5-year review. I am Raz, that is Steven. How are you doing, my friend?
All right, buddy. How you been doing?
I am doing well. Thank you for asking. We have our Twitch guardian in the chat already. Alex, he's hiding over there on Twitch, guarding the channel for us. And we've got C. Henry here as well. Happy holidays, C. Henry. Thank you for joining us. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Crazy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. More power to you if you and before anybody asks, yes, Australia celebrates Christmas at the exact same time as everyone in America.
All I can say is I'm glad Christmas is only once a year.
Not wrong. Not wrong. What's been happening in your world, Steven?
Nothing much. Getting ready for the holidays, and
Yep. So, do you guys do turkey or do you do ham at Christmas?
Well, we did turkey on Thanksgiving, so I think we're going to do ham this year for Christmas.
Okay. Yep. Because I know in America some people do turkey on New Year's, not New Year's, on Thanksgiving, and then
some do both turkey and ham. So
and then turkey on Christmas, which I think is really, really weird. But that's just me. So
there's an old superstitious. If you eat coleslaw on New Year's Day, eat cabbage, you'll get good luck.
I mean, there's so many old wives' tales, like eating fish only eating fish on Easter, like over the Easter period. You're not allowed to eat red meat, and stuff like that. It's really weird. Because apparently that is a very big superstitious thing. So, this week we are here for AEW's Fight for the Fallen. We were here for Fight for the Fallen 2. This was the second ever Fight for the Fallen. This was not the pay-per-view version. This was the Dynamite version.
That's the second one, right? I think it's the second one, correct?
Yeah. We chose the Dynamite version because the pay-per-view version is too long at this point in time for us to do our format.
It's not too much on pay-per-views, so we're just doing the shows.
We will eventually we will look into recapping pay-per-views, but that will be a whole different setup, and we'll have a whole thing for that, and that'll probably be weeks away. We do want to let people know straight away that we won't be here next week. So we won't be streaming next week due to Christmas. We will be taking a week's break, and we'll be coming back on January 3rd, American time, January 4th in Australia and the UK, for Bash at the Beach. we're going to do Bash at the Beach. The only time AEW ever used the Bash at the Beach name.
Yeah.
Because they had lawsuits coming at them. So with Fossil Fuels versus My Jealous Fan and Roadkill.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Yeah. No. This was this Fight for the Fallen was Jurassic Express versus the Elite.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So we've got, for this episode, we've got JR on commentary along with Excalibur and Taz, and eventually Chris Jericho joins them. So have to put it right out there. JR on commentary, lead commentary, was not good.
No.
It was not a good. It was not good in my opinion.
I thought he was hoarse too. I think. Yeah. Tony wasn't on commentary either. I think he had COVID that show too.
Yeah, they test. This was once again during the COVID era. Once again being held in Florida. So Fight for the Fallen being held in Florida. Mm-hmm. At Jacksonville at the Daly's place. We opened the show with a TNT title match. This one right here, Sonny Kiss versus the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, or as he was known then, Cody, because he hadn't quite got the Rhodes name yet. This was a point in his career. He'd filed with WWE to get the Rhodes name, and that was part of why his theme song has "You can take my name, but you'll never take my kingdom," because it's saying, yes, WWE kept the name, but I'm still Cody Rhodes, no matter what. And I still have this family legacy is still true.
Yeah.
Tully Blanchard was in the crowd here. This is before he's officially a manager of anyone in the company. He's watching on from the crowd. One of the key spots is that Sonny Kiss uses the Crossroads. And I do notice that Cody is more using heel tendencies in this match rather than just stand baby face. Cody does end up winning and it retaining the TNT championship. Would have been funny if it ended like the Kenny Omega versus Sonny Kiss match where he just hits his signature Crossroads and ends the match immediately. It would have been, but once again, this was before Kenny was a champion, the world champion.
This is before the Omega heel turn, though.
Yes, this is well before the Omega heel turn, and it was not a bad match.
It wasn't a bad match, yeah.
No, it wasn't a bad match. The thing that let it down is obviously not having a massive crowd interaction in regards to the show because of COVID.
Yeah.
From there, we go to a Fight for the Fallen T-shirt item, where they Fight for the Fallen shirts. Not a bad design. I thought they were pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
You think? What did you think of them?
Yeah. Not bad design, yeah.
One thing I love about the Fight for the Fallen series of shows is that they are basically a charity show, or they're designed to help people in need. And at this point, there was, I think, the floods and stuff in Florida. I think
there was a hurricane. I think.
Yeah, there was a hurricane or something in Florida.
There was a hurricane. Yeah.
Yeah. We move on to our second match of the night. which is this one here, the Lucha Brothers versus FTR. At this point, FTR's had their truck stolen by the Lucha Brothers and Butcher and Blade for some reason. I don't really remember too much about it. One thing I will say is the start of this match was very, very sloppy.
Yeah.
They were very, very sloppy. It got better. It
picked up.
But, yeah, I feel that there was a lot of miscommunication across both teams, across Lucha Brothers and FTR. I don't think that they followed what they were supposed to be doing properly. Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't get much sleep last night.
All right.
The match ends after Dax Harwood unmasks Ray Phoenix and scores the win. The Bucks end up attacking the Butcher and Blade and getting the keys for FTR.
Super kick party.
Yep. Kenny comes out with a cooler and gives FTR some beer.
Hold on. I'm sorry, Raz. Hold on.
Sure. So Kenny gave them some beer, and they end up dumping that. FTR end up dumping the beer over Kenny's head, and Kenny goes mental and wants to beat the shit out of FTR.
Yeah.
Sorry
about that, Raz.
No, don't be sorry, Steven. It's all good. Not a bad segment for what it was at the time. It was good. Looking at it now, once again, it sucks because there's no crowd. So it's because he wasn't straight edge. The thing is, Kenny doesn't drink alcohol. Never has, never will. And he refused to drink with FTR, which is understandable because it's him. But good on him for taking that segment and having the beer poured over his head.
Mm-hmm.
Like he could have turned around and just been like, "No, I'm not doing that." But he did really well to actually accept that it was going to happen. Sorry, I'm just looking. It looks like we have a new Ring of Honor television champion.
Commander.
At Ring of Honor's Final Battle, which is on right now. So Commander has just been crowned the new Ring of Honor television champion. So going to be good. Hopefully, yeah, it's good for him.
Good for him.
We move on to the next segment of the show, which is Chris Jericho has something to say to Orange Cassidy, and he obviously brings out the Inner Circle minus Sammy Guevara here, and Commander Aziz. Wow. Not quite. Mexican Commander. Anyway, Jericho comes out. He's out with the Inner Circle. He's telling Orange Cassidy that he's not going to give him another match. Has the orange juice with him, salutes and stuff. Cassidy comes out, and then they end up Cassidy does the thumbs up and then thumbs down, which ends up pouring a shit ton of orange juice.
He pushed some kind of button, didn't he? He had some kind of button controller. He pushed the button.
I think so. I'm not sure.
And it got that orange juice to come down on him.
Yeah. So orange juice came down, ruining the $7,000 jacket, which they went on about, and then we eventually moved to the Mimosa match, the Mimosa Mayhem match. There was no button needed. I got a feeling that Eddie Kingston will interfere in the Jericho title match. I thought that Eddie might have been the one that was going to be the open challenge for Lee Moriarty, but I was wrong.
I could go far. I think Eddie Kingston might join the Death Riders.
Maybe. Fun fact: wrestling fans from Mississippi loves Jericho.
Okay, I used to be a Jericho fan. I like Jericho, but I just hate the gimmick.
Jericho is Mississippi. No, Jericho is the king of New York right now.
Yeah.
He is the king of New York, and he is claiming to be the king of New York, which is fun fact. I believe Jericho was actually born in New York. And
I think so too, because I think his dad was playing for the Rangers.
Yeah. Yes, he was born in New York, then moved to Canada to where his dad continued to play hockey, obviously. So, Raw is Jericho. Netflix is Jericho. When doesn't he work on Raw? Where were we? Jericho gets the juice dumped on him. That's fine. $7,000 jacket, apparently.
Got some vodka with that orange juice?
Sorry?
Some vodka with that orange juice? The
Yeah.
screwdriver. Vodka.
Yeah. We get to the backstage area where we have a promo from everybody's favorite Fossil and the guy who is now the scapegoat. So we have everybody's favorite Fossil and the scapegoat, which is leading to a promo for that, which leads into it leads into this match. Kenny and the Bucks versus Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, Marco Stunt, and obviously Luchasaurus. Thoughts, feelings, commiserations on that?
It's a good match, between the trios. I know you're messing with me, C. Henry.
Cassidy should recommend him to Taylor, aka Dean Ambrose. No comment on that.
Nope.
Jericho would have had a jacket worth more than $50,000 that was made with.
Imagine if it was a jacket with the lights on it, the orange juice on it might get.
Oh. We've just got an announcement on who's challenging for the ROH tag titles.
The Japanese tag team.
It's Kanemaru and Sho are going to challenge Dustin and Sammy Guevara for the ROH tag titles at Wrestle Dynasty. Interesting. Anyway,
Dynasty's really shaped up to be a good card.
It really is. Looks like the world title, the ROH world title match is going to start very, very shortly.
Mm-hmm.
And then the main event's going to be fantastic. The women's match is going to be fantastic. Dustin doesn't ring a bell. I know a man called Seven, though.
The guy who dressed like Uncle Fester.
Yeah. I've heard of Gold Dust. I've heard of a guy called Gold Dust.
Who's this Gold Dust character? Man.
I know. Must be a jobber.
And there's another one. Who's this Black Rain character?
Oh, I think he was the biggest character in TNA.
Oh, my goodness. It's better than Relic.
There's something wrong with us. So Kenny gets the win in that Jungle Boy or the Jurassic Express match after a one-winged angel on Marco Stunt. Marco Stunt took that like a boss. Marco Stunt is a little like easy to throw around, clearly, but
I bet you just won't grab Marco Stunt by the head and just go, let him go.
Oh, for sure. But he took that one-winged angel like a boss. I have to say, probably one of the best ones I've seen. In
He's
regards
not lived too far. He's close to me, my neck of the woods. Oh, Marco.
Only time I've ever heard of a man called Dustin. He was an American Nightmare. Then he went insane and painted his face gold.
And there's this natural character too.
Yeah, that was his natural character. You're not wrong. We went to Sheeta. After that segment or that match, fucking hell. We went to Sheeta backstage, which, much for muchness, she was calling out Britt Baker, I think. I don't remember. I didn't really pay attention. And then we went to a Mox video interview where Mox is still holding the belt and talking about how he's going to take on Brian Cage later in the night. We then go to the waste of a night. This match here. The Nightmare Sisters, Ali and Brandy Rhodes, versus two no-names named Kenzie Page and MJ Jenkins. Once again, I didn't really pay attention for this match. It was one and done, and it was over pretty quickly. It was pretty quick that one was over and done with. Nightmare Sisters ended up winning. I don't think we see much of them as a tag team after this, though.
No, they broke up months later, and Ali joined with Butcher and the Blade.
Yeah, I remember that we don't see much because it ends up that she ends up leaving.
We don't see the Blade anymore because Blade had major back surgery.
Yeah. Who's that record? Red and Black Gold Dust. We have, after that, we have a commercial for the AEW action figures, which is Series 1 of The Unrivaled. Then we get an in-ring segment with Nyla Rose, where we get the debut of Vicky Guerrero.
Excuse me!
I thank fuck she's not on my TV anymore.
I'm really TV when she says that. Excuse
me. Yeah. And we move on to the main event, which is this one: Jon Moxley versus Brian Cage for the AEW World Championship. At this time, Cage was a part of Team Taz, and he was also
the hell what Jericho's wearing on his head.
I don't know what the fuck. What is wrong with Jericho?
I don't know. I'm sorry, dude.
Jericho is cooked. Out here looking like the fucking
looks like
a dollar store version of the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yes. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All good. We move on to the main event. As I said, this is going to be a bloody quick episode because it's a COVID era. They felt very quick.
Yeah.
The shows felt very quick. Brian Cage versus Jon Moxley. Moxley ends up winning the match after Taz throws in the towel. Cage attacks Moxley after the match with the FTW title, and lights go out, and Darby Allin makes the save, attacking Brian Cage because Brian Cage had put him out previously. And obviously he was making his return. Darby was making his return at this point. What was your thoughts, feelings on the whole show overall?
It was a good show, decent show,
Yep.
It was, you got to understand that the wrestlers were off because of COVID, and they're going to be sloppy and re-roast and everything else,
There was the COVID times are very hard to go back and watch anything from. Whether it's AEW, TNA, or New Japan, or even WWE. it's hard to go back and watch because the crowd interaction is not there.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. We had some good matches, but it's very, very hard to get excited to watch it when there's no crowd there.
Well, not only that, about the Mox and Brian Cage match, that I think it's starting the Mox using submission holds now. They're starting doing that beginning phase of that. You start learning some more submission holds.
Yeah, and if the crowd had been there, I think with Taz throwing in the towel, it would have been a lot different.
Yeah.
Then, because it would have been like, why the fuck did he do that? Don't get me wrong, the commentary team did try to put that over, but the fact is if you can see how it was lacking in regards to engagement. You need that engagement there, and wrestling is a hard thing to do when you don't have the engagement or the crowd is flat. I've watched plenty of episodes of Raw and SmackDown and all that, and the crowd has been flat as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I've done it with Dynamite. There's been points where the crowd has been flat as fuck, and it hurts. It can hurt the product because it makes you think that it's not entertaining.
Yeah.
When it is actually really good. Sometimes it's really, really good stuff. This past week, there was segments in Dynamite where the crowd was flat, but the show was really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, the show was really, really good. And obviously that Will Ospreay bloody Darby Allin match was absolutely fucking insane.
It was. It was a great match too.
Like,
I'm not a Darby fan, but it was a good match.
We had on that show Mortis and Shelton, and once again another good match as well. Insanely good matches. And like, I watched Collision last week, and Mortis versus Okada was a fucking banger.
Mortos is a great wrestler. You know, he
really fucking is. Mortos is fucking amazing, and like, his matches have been a fucking standout. Like, and it sucks that when the crowd is flat.
Yeah,
but I think that he's definitely one to watch out from. Even I'm going to say it, Kyle Fletcher, since he's had a breakout fucking year. Kyle Fletcher's had a breakout year, and Ospreay put him over like there was no tomorrow in that match.
Yep, it's my favorite to win the Continental Classic.
Yeah, that's what I think is going to happen too. Other than that, we're at the end of the show for that episode. Any thoughts, feelings?
I give that show, by the way, about a 2.5 out of 5.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right around that area.
Yeah. For those who weren't here right from the start, we will not be here next week. We are skipping next week due to the holidays, due to Christmas and the New Year period. We're going to be back in 2 weeks' time, or a fortnight.
But we'll be live on January 1st for Fight for the Fallen.
Yes, we'll be doing a Fight for the Fallen review afterwards, but we'll be back doing the 5-year review, with the only time that W or AEW were ever able to use this name, Bash at the Beach. We're going to do the Bash at the Beach. This was the first time and the only time that AEW ever got the right to do that. So,
yeah.
And there was a reason behind that, because WWE ended up trying to sue them over it, but Cody had the copyright for it, so because they didn't do that. So does this mean I'll have to wait till next year to see you guys? Unfortunately, unless you are part of the Discord, you can come join us in the Discord. We have multiple Discords going. There's mine, there's ABJ's, Yeah, but we will be back. We're skipping this week's Dynamite because Christmas, and we're skipping next week's 5-year, but we'll be back in the new year on January 3rd. January 3rd, if you're in America, at 9:30 p.m. Central Time, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and 7:30 p.m. Pacific. If you're in Australia, 2:30 p.m. if you're on the Eastern Seaboard. If you're in South Australia, it'll be 2 p.m. If you're in WA, that's like 2.5, 3 hours. So it'll be about lunchtime. And if you're in the UK, it'll be January 4th as well at 3:30 in the morning. Technically, for me, it'll be the night of Wrestle Kingdom, I believe.
January
1st? No, January 4th.
4th. It's be a crazy week in wrestling in January.
Yeah. There may be changes to the shows that are done. We might do something Japan-based because obviously Wrestle Dynasty, you've got Wrestle Kingdom. It's a crazy fucking time of year. So,
yep.
But other than that, this has been the 5-year review. Obviously, not a super long one. Thank you to everyone who joined. It really is appreciated. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Have
a Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
Have a great Christmas, a happy Hanukkah, a crazy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate, enjoy it. If you don't celebrate, that's on you as well. Like just be good, be kind, and we will see you in 2025 with some new content, and who knows. So from here, I've been Raz. That's been Steven. And
bye, guys.